Hello everyone. How are you doing tonight? This beautiful Wednesday night. We are actually using our back porch lights. Hey Wendy, welcome all the way from the West Coast. Hey Tiffy, excuse me. We are using our spotlights out here because it's, as you can see, like it's dark out here. Hey sis-in-law. I'm going to flip it around here. Here we are! My hair is still in my hubby's face and I'm greasy from making roast beef and mashed potatoes and corn. Hey Audie! I'm kind of bragging. Did you catch that? Semi-bragging about like this hot meal that I made.
Meat and potatoes meal?
Meat and potatoes. Our faces are like orange.
It's because that spotlight's shining right on us.
Yes. Anyway, how are you guys all doing tonight? We're being brave. Hammock in the fall. Absolutely. We're being brave and we're going to do an Ask Me Anything within reason, people. Okay?
Why?
Well, it's like 7. I think where Wendy is, it's like 6 p.m. Like, so her kids are still up. Anyway, how am I feeling? I had a rough night last night, but feeling better. I hit a wall when I wake up. I don't want to eat for a while. About 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. I'm okay. And then I hit a wall about 4 or 5, which is right when you need to, cook and stuff. So I'm not, this tightly wound woman our kids are screaming awesome right by our sliding door. What was I saying? I don't know.
You hit a wall.
Yeah. Anyway. So my expectations for myself, I think hubby had really good advice for me. What'd you say? Something like, you gotta expect less of yourself or something. I don't know. He said it eloquently. But so I'm trying to adjust my expectations and hey, if people eat right now, it's a good thing.
We will always eat something.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so you guys ask us anything or we will talk about nothing.
And we could talk about nothing for a very long time.
Yeah, hey Rachel. My husband, I don't know if we've talked about this. Adam thrives on awkward silence. Hey, your hair's when you have makeup on. More than I did today, and I'm not pregnant. Ha! Yes, I had Bible study too, so I got ready.
I didn't do my hair or put makeup on either, so if that makes you feel better.
Anyway, this is... Okay, hey Lauren. All right, Lauren, I'm going to count on you. Ask us anything. Ask us a marriage question. Make ourselves vulnerable. Last week was a little bit of a doozy. And so I guess we're doing the same thing, right? We're opening ourselves up to saying whatever. But anyway, Adam loves awkward silence. So he'll just sit here and stare you down and be totally comfortable.
It feeds me. It feeds me. It feeds my soul.
We're putting you on the spot, Lauren.
Come on, Lauren. Come up with something.
Yeah. We had a couple ideas, but we thought it'd be fun if you guys ask us and Adam goes, or it could be really awkward if no one asks us anything. But that's okay.
But we can just talk about nothing.
Okay.
I picked up pine needles today.
Awesome.
Yep.
I used them to start the fire the other day, and they worked really well.
Yeah, that's why I picked them up.
Awesome. See, this is going to be boring, guys, if you don't.
We can talk about fire starters.
Oh, well, that's kind of a different topic, isn't it? Anyway, one thing we were talking about, okay, we'll stop if you guys ask us a question, but where do babies come from? Well, I think you know because you've had a couple. From the Lord.
Babies come from. You see, there's a bee, and then there's a flower.
Boy flower? Has anyone ever seen, I bet I can count on Wendy if she's still watching, Grease 2. Show me some hearts if you have seen Grease 2. There's a song called Reproduction, and that would tell you everything you need to know. Anyway, one thing we were talking about, though, is, you know how you're supposed to be really nice to your spouse? Treat each other. Yes, the right answer is always Jesus. Thank you. I'm going to cough.
I told our youth group kids that the other night. Jesus is always the good Christian answer. But give us a real answer.
Yeah. Well, that happened to me one time. I was at summer camp, and I asked my counselor like if she had a boyfriend, and she said like she was dating God or something, and I was really disappointed because I just really wanted her to talk about a boy, and I know she's trying to be spiritual and stuff, but it was like really disappointing to me. And then later, I think I dated God in college. Basically, that meant I protected myself so from hurt that no one was asking me out.
I never dated Jesus. For guys, that's kind of a weird thing.
Ooh, how do you not argue about money when your family has an inconsistent income? We know about this.
Let the wife have it all.
That's tough. Like, is there a baseline so you would know, the minimum? I guess that would be helpful. We just counseled, actually, we've counseled 2 couples before for premarital counseling. And
officially.
Officially.
We've given our unofficial advice to many couples.
Yes, right. But one thing we said to this most recent couple is their income fluctuated. And so we said, base your income or your budget on your lowest bracket that you're going to get. So, no baseline, commission only. That's tough. I still would try to pick like a really low figure.
Yeah. Base it on a few months that you track and see how much income you're making over maybe 6 months, and then you should be able to say we're bringing in at minimum. The most this much, and our lowest month was this much, so let's go off of our lowest month.
Yeah. And I would also, what I would do is, again, we are not financial experts. We are giving that disclaimer. Do you see the disclaimer? There it was.
Mm-hmm. Small print.
But what I would say is write down all your expenses. You know what your, gas, food, housing, phones, have all that straightened out so okay, we have to make this to pay our bills.
We have to make this much somehow. We need to bring in this much money because we know that this much money is going out. And if you know how much is going out, then you should know how much, what your lowest amount that you need coming in. So even if it's a commission job and they bring in less than that, then maybe there are side jobs or something like that you could do to bring in the rest of that.
Yeah. The other thing would be then too is to have a separate category. This kind of probably Dave Ramsey-esque would say if you have more coming in, have a plan for that too, so that it's not just like, oh sweet, an extra $100 and then it gets absorbed and you don't know where it goes.
The other thing I would say is if you're able to at some point start saving and putting some away, so that if you do have a slow month as far as the commission goes, then you have a little bit of a nest egg that you can say, okay, we didn't make our bottom line as far as our expenses go, so we can pull a little bit from our savings. So instead of spending it all, if you have a little bit extra come in, then saving some of that so that if there's a slow month, you have some of that to be able to pull from.
But I would say to avoid arguing about it, it would be, to have...
Pray.
Yes, to pray.
Grace.
And grace. But also, because that commission's high pressure. You know what I mean? That is tough. But, like Adam said, if you know what your expenses are, like, okay, maybe ideally you'd like $150 for groceries in a week, but maybe you budget $80, because, you don't necessarily, your expenses don't have to be at the max, type of thing. But I think if you guys aren't doing that already, just have, hey, these are expenses. This is the bottom line. We really need to at least have this each month, and then have a plan for when you have more. Like, okay, we want this to go to this to go to this, that kind of thing. Hopefully that helps. Any other questions you guys have? We do a thing. We'll just keep talking until you put something up. So we, Adam wouldn't keep talking because he likes the silence. I'm going to keep talking because it makes me a little uncomfortable. So, Adam and I, so you're supposed to be really nice to your spouse. And sometimes, that's hard. I mean, I love this guy, but, we irritate each other sometimes. So Adam and I have this thing we do. You're welcome, Lauren. I'm going to cough again. Sorry, guys, that's not. No, oh man, we should tell them that picture we took one time. Anyway, so we you try to be really nice to each other, but Adam and I, every once in a while, we have decided, I'm not saying this is wise advice, but this works for us, where we'll say, okay, we're fighting today. And it gives us permission to just be a little bit sassy, not hurtful. Like, what would be an example?
Push the envelope just a little bit as far as sass goes.
Like, what would be an example? Like, I'm trying to think. It's, I don't know, like, we don't say, like, necessarily mean things, but it's just, like, not quite as sugary and nice as usual. And it kind of, we both agree to it. And it's just kind of like, you know, if, like, I'm frustrated, I'll just go, to him. Whereas in the past, maybe I just kind of not do that.
I think for the most part, it's, there's a little bit of flirtatiousness in there.
Yes, we're being playful.
Yeah, it's because we generally don't